All right, we got to go over some schedules. I'm going to start with something really cool. So for one, Ohio State, the win total, 10.5, which means if you bet the over, you got to win 11 games. So you got to be 11-1 to cash the ticket for the over. In the Buckeyes schedule, Texas, Grambling, Ohio, that fourth game at Washington, I want to key on for a second here. So at Washington, Jed Fish takes over last year at Washington. He only has 2 returning starters from the national championship team, not national championship contending team of Kalen DeBoer's. He manages to win every single home game. And Washington has the second longest home winning streak in the country behind Georgia. Washington has won 25 straight home games. Now, to start their season at home, they've got CSU and UC Davis before they travel to Washington State. And then they welcome in Ohio State, which means Ohio State is going to head to Husky Stadium, and Washington is going to have a 27-game home win streak on the line when they play that game. Under the lights. It's going to be amazing. After that, Minnesota, who I think they won 7 or 8 games last year. They were pretty tough. Then the Buckeyes head out to Illinois. And this is really interesting. Illinois, in the Vegas win total, only 7.5. We'll go over that schedule in a minute. But I found that to be pretty odd. I think they're quite a bit better than that. Then the Bucks go at Wisconsin. So you travel to Illinois and to Wisconsin before you come home and play Penn State, but you get a bye week before Penn State. Then it's at Purdue, UCLA, and Rutgers at home before the game. So can the Buckeyes skate through this with only 1 loss? I think it all depends on Texas. If you win Texas, man, it's house money all the way through this thing. You're trying to go ahead and snag that undefeated season, but you have the opportunity to be able to win two mulligans with this growing young team. I love the way the schedule sets up. We've talked about that before. All right, let's go over this Michigan soft schedule. Number one, with this soft schedule, they've only got an 8.5 win total. 8.5. They start with New Mexico, then they go to Oklahoma to get mollywopped. John Mateer is going to stomp all over them. Brent Venables, they won't be able to do anything on offense in week 2. So they lose their first game at Oklahoma. Then they got Central Michigan. Then they go to Nebraska. That's loss number 2, in my opinion. Then they got Wisconsin at home. Then they go to USC. There's loss number 3. Then they got Washington at home. We'll give them that. Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, Maryland. Are you kidding me? What a stretch right there. Michigan State, Purdue, Northwestern, and Maryland. I mean, somebody's working for them in the Big Ten office. Then they finish with Ohio State for their 4th loss. And they go under the 8-5 and finish the season at 8-4. Penn State, 10.5 is their win total. Big games. Who do they got to play out of the really good teams? They've got Oregon, Ohio State, then they've got Indiana. They've also got Nebraska on there, can maybe give them a game. That's at the end of the season. And Iowa can maybe give them a game. But in order, it's Nebraska, FIU, Villanova. Come on, Penn State. Then they got Oregon in game number 4. Then at UCLA, Northwestern, at Iowa, at Ohio State. So Iowa going to butter them up before the Buckeyes get them. Then they got Indiana, at Michigan State, Nebraska, at Rutgers. And Oregon, also with 10.5. So they got to go 11-1, can only lose 1 game. Listen to this buttery soft schedule. Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State. That's how they start. Montana State, Oklahoma State, Northwestern, Oregon State. So a full month warm-up before they play Penn State. They got to go to Penn State. That's a tough game. And right after that, they welcome in Indiana. And that's it. That's their schedule. They got Rutgers, Wisconsin, Iowa, Minnesota, USC, and Washington to end it. But yeah, I'm going over for sure. But here's Illinois' schedule, and this is crazy to me. 7.5 is their win total, which means you can bet the over and they can lose 4 games. Western Illinois, Duke, Western Michigan. Duke, decently tough, but they should be able to easily win that. So we're talking 3 wins right off the rip. Then they're at Indiana. Definitely they could lose. Then they got USC at home. Tough one there. Then they got Purdue. Then they got Ohio State. Then they've got Washington, at Washington, Rutgers, Maryland, at Wisconsin, and Northwestern. So if they lose to Indiana, USC, Ohio State, and Washington, you still cash your ticket. The next best team they got, they're playing is Wisconsin after that. So I don't know. I don't understand here. This should definitely be 8.5. The fact that it's 7.5, this right here is the Iowa last year. Iowa was an easy over. Go ahead and bet Illinois. That's a guaranteed win. They're going to go over 7.5. Book that one, baby. USC's win total is just 7.5. Let's go through their schedule. They got things a little tougher, of course. They've got Notre Dame. So, Missouri State, Georgia South, Purdue, Michigan State. Then they've got at Illinois. So that's the first tough one. Then they've got Michigan at home, second tough one. Notre Dame at home, third tough one. Then at Nebraska. So that's a heck of a stretch right there. At Illinois, Michigan and Notre Dame at home, then at Nebraska. Tough stretch. Then they get a reprieve with Northwestern, get a little physically beat with Iowa. Then they go to Oregon and finish with UCLA. So big time teams, tough teams. They're playing Oregon, Notre Dame, Michigan, and Illinois. Pretty tough schedule. Pretty tough. I can see their 7.5. I cannot see Illinois 7.5. Indiana. Let's go over this one. We'll go over them, Nebraska, and Washington, and then we'll wrap her up here. Indiana, Old Dominion, Kennesaw State, Indiana State to start. Good on you, Indiana. Then they've got Illinois at home, which I think they're going to lose. They go to Iowa. They go to Oregon. They're going to lose to Oregon. They're going to lose to Illinois. That's 2 losses. Michigan State at home, UCLA at home, at Maryland, at Penn State. That's a loss. Wisconsin at home, Purdue at home. Okay, that's 9-3. I think they're going to go over 8.5. Unless Iowa beats them at Iowa, which can happen, I think they go over. Nebraska, 7.5. Now, Illinois and Nebraska, these are the 2 teams I'm on the over here. Nebraska, 7.5, which means we can lose 4 games and we still win. Cincinnati and Akron, and then Houston Christian. So Cincinnati, usually decent, but they're not going to beat Nebraska. So you've got 1, 2, 3 off the rip. Then they've got Michigan. Let's call that a loss. Just to say it's one of their tougher games. So we'll call that a loss. Then they got Michigan State, at Maryland, at Minnesota. Win, win, win. Northwestern, win. Then they got USC. We'll call that a loss. UCLA, win. Penn State, we'll call it a loss. And then Iowa. And even if they lose, we still cash. So Nebraska at 7.5 and Illinois at 7.5. Easy money. Washington. Final one. They got CSU, UC Davis, Washington State before they play Ohio State at home. That's 1 loss. They're 7.5 as well. So that's 1 loss. Then they're at Maryland, win. Rutgers at home, win. At Michigan, loss. Illinois at home, loss. At Wisconsin, win. Purdue at home, at UCLA, and then they got Oregon. So that is 4 losses, but along with that 4th loss, I'm assuming that they beat Wisconsin. At Wisconsin's a tough trip from Washington, so not a safe bet there. But Nebraska and Illinois, those are our 2 safest in the Big Ten. And that's that with that. All right, friends, I am not going to read the comment section today because I got yelled at, man. I got yelled at on Wednesday night, and I said I'm sorry. It was an accident. Won't happen again. I'll be more careful. But that'll do us for today on a beautiful Friday. Please enjoy your weekend if I don't see you. I may pop in for a live Set those alarm bells. Make sure you like the show. Talk to you then. Juck and Bucks out.